because I recorded something once and it did not work, and it was pretty bad. By the time I was a senior in high school, I still couldn't call myself a filmmaker. This isn't to suggest that I hadn't made anything. I'd always animated since I was a kid, done school assignments, and even dabbled in sketch comedy with some friends.
What beauty she is.
Then in the summer before senior year, I attended Tennessee's Governor's School for the Arts, where I experienced the process of making a full-length short film. I soon tried to do so on my own, but it was frustrating.
What do people always do when they have an assignment and they can't do it?
They cry.
What? No.
My first one, Noah, was an interesting idea, but the sound quality and cinematography were atrocious and embarrassing. It received a standing ovation at the Indie Memphis Youth Film Festival, but that didn't hide the fact that it looked and sounded like it was recorded on a potato. It was shot in an iPhone because my camera wasn't working, and it was shot without any lighting because we were stupid. But it was a fun story.
Take two.
The other project was a 48-hour film festival idea that my writing partner, Max Jessup, and myself had penned and were attached to direct. But other members of the team took it over, rewriting and directing it instead, and ultimately failing to capture the artistic vision we had planned on pursuing. They wouldn't even let us keep the original name, Sax and Violence, choosing instead Mistaken for Salt, which literally makes 0 sense as a title.
Seems pretty cut and dry to me. Night gets a little rough, kids pass out, everyone lets it go, kids die.
Throughout my senior year, I kept jotting down possible ideas. I wasn't necessarily sure what my next project was going to be. All I knew was that it was going to be under my original artistic vision, and as a challenge, it would be longer than anything I had created thus far. So on October 22nd, 2016, I started work on a script called Bickle. At the time, it didn't strike me as anything special. I developed several scripts simultaneously, simply planning to use the first one that was completed. And on January 16th, 2017, Bickle was not only finished, but also retitled. Removing the taxi driver reference, The Mundane Misadventures of Dick Bukowski became the new title. To discuss and reminisce about the movie's production, I called up a cast and crew member.
So, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna walk out that door, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay?
Aaron had acted in my other projects, so he acted as the co-lead in this too. He always likes it when a camera's in his face.
Your co-star, what's up? Hey.
Whoa, you even got the Ray-Ban.
Yeah, I can't let them see my face.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the sexiest man on this set. I don't know my lines right now, so.
Let me turn the input volume a bit down.
Cullen has always been obsessed with sound.
Wait, no, play.
He naturally did the audio for most of my projects, Bukowski included.
You know, in the beginning when you came to me and you're like, I want to do something longer, I was like, that's crazy.
You might have sent me a script for like
very,
the initial Dick Bukowski, like when we were sending scripts along, because I remember like a couple that you had sent for the short.
We also did the read-through. Us in my room just reading the script.
Just laughing.
Yeah.
Camera zooms in, like the first shot of the dude from the big. Okay, whatever.
Take it all in my head, man. I hated acting in Noah because I felt like that weakened it. So I was like, I'm gonna direct. I'm not gonna act in this. But literally, we couldn't find anyone else. So I was like, I have to act in this.
You got thrust upon it, yeah.
Probably was the reason the film got finished on time, because you were able to shoot stuff on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody else needed to be there, because scheduling is a bitch.
Yeah.
Especially with high schoolers just out of high school. You ended up like setting like meeting times like an hour before you actually wanted to meet.
Yeah.
So we had time to set up. Like that time built in.
Because that first day was such a wake-up call. Because I even found, like, the schedule. It's, like, from so and so and so and so, we're going to do this and this. And you bought a mic, and it just was not working.
So I got like a nice mic here. Apparently, the phantom power from my interface, which is in here, is not enough to properly drive the mic. So it's all noisy and crappy and bad and quiet.
And eventually you're like, okay, fuck it, we'll just use the Zoom. But yeah, so that was like at least like an hour and a half of lost time trying to figure that out.
And that's when I learned, like, oh, we can't knock something out like in 3 hours. But it really is like a 3-ring circus. There's all this stuff you have to think about when you're doing it. Yeah, it's not easy. And that's like part of the fun too, like figuring out creative ways to solve problems and stuff.
We were recording the scene in my garage with you and Sean.
So you were going to static?
Yes. What? I mean, no.
And we didn't have a shock mount either.
Yeah.
So I remember what we did. We suspended the Zoom with hair ties to act as a shock mount. And then we put a sock over it to act as a wind filter.
Sketch.
You were driving one day and you were like, hey, I found these silvery boxes and we used those as reflectors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are like in someone's trash on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I was driving home one day. I'm like, I'm gonna take these.
And we used those, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because, like, why not, you know? You can say virtually the same thing, but it's how you would say it.
Yeah.
We always left room for improv. Like when we did takes, we did like 2 or 3 takes where they said the line, and then a couple takes where they could do what they wanted.
We're going to run through it again where you can improv, and then if you feel like there's something you can say that could fit
like you can
in there, you could say something. But you should be the silent
type.
Silent and strong.
Basically myself.
It's like you're there, but not.
My favorite day still, like, was when we got everybody there. You know, like, that was the moment where it hit me, like, we're making a movie.
It's crazy all the stuff that we were able to do without paying people.
Yes,
everybody did this because they wanted to.
It took literally the whole summer. Like, Lucas traveled to Croatia, and we were like, oh, Lucas, you can't help us with the movie. But it took so long, he came back and shot the rest of it with us.
Yeah.
I think what put things into perspective, and we were getting desperate because it was August, you know? So I was like, okay, we're going to shoot this then, and this then, and this. And Sean was like, oh, I can't do it. It was such a desperate time. I was like, what do you mean you can't do it? Like, what do you have that you can't do it? And he was like, well, that's when school starts. The last day, I think we might have shot at least a third of the movie.
I messed up.
What?
Here, can we get some room tone? This dog.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Hey, Madonna, are you finished? I love that line. That was actually my favorite line to say.
We did Dick and Kowski, and, like, I brought in, like, people from my school, and, like, you know, and we all just kind of, like, meshed. And, like, now when I think about, like, oh, like, my friends from home, I think, like, Cullen, like, Lucas, like, you.
When I think of that summer, I think of graduation, but I think of that movie. That's what mainly comes to mind. But I was also going to Texas, and I didn't want to go to that college. You know what I mean? When we had to take a break during production, I had to do orientation. I think we all had to do orientation. But I remember I went, and it was awful. Like, it was a bunch of just not nice people. But, like, the idea of coming back to shoot the movie got me through it. And it sounds corny, but, like, I think it was in a way like kind of like a coping mechanism, like a way to block that out. You know what I mean? I was just like working and literally shooting stuff the night before I left, and then I'm like here.
But that was the thing that was so great about this. Like, it forged something. You know, the adversity brings you closer together, and that's what it was for us. Like, Dick and Kowski, like, the adversity, like, the pains, the fun times, like, they literally brought us together.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a bond that, like, literally no matter what we're thinking about, like, we're going through. Like, I don't know if you guys, but, like, I'm like, when I come home, I know I have these guys.
I'm so close to all these other people that I just met in one summer, and I left for college. I had a summer to meet them. That's it. And I'm so much more closer with them than I am with the people I knew for 4-6 years.
Like, there's no questioning it. Like, we can all point back to the artist film, you know, like,
yeah.
and there's a clear center point. There's no question that it was you.
I never realized, like, how much it meant to me, and it's just crazy seeing how much it doesn't just mean so much to me; it means so much to, like, so many other people too. That's just so lovely. And then you can cut it, both of those. So there you have it. Bukowski is a whole movie capturing a summer of budding friendships and teamwork, all while learning how to make a movie in the process. A movie which actually wasn't too bad.
Hurry up, we gotta go. Come on, dude, put on your seatbelt. What? Oh my God, dude, what is wrong with you? Put on the seatbelt. Why'd you take so long?
What's the rush?
Because, look.
But I'm still not gonna show it.